Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning and welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks. It is Thursday morning, November 12th, 2020. Sector rotation is in full force. We're seeing it from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. If you're a day trader, there is some opportunity, but you really need to be on top of your game right now. If you're a newer day trader, you should be actually having a smaller list, focusing on that list and only trading that list. We're not really in a market where you can pull up alerts and find stuff to trade and just hop in and out of stuff. It's not that kind of tape right now. One thing we do have, though, is there's been some pretty clear sectors that have played out where the solar stocks were strong for a while. Yesterday, we started to see semiconductor stocks getting some bids. Order flow was going into those yesterday. Today, we're actually looking at electric vehicles. Today, we are starting out with XPEV, NIO and LI. XPEV reported earnings this morning. It's going to be the stock that we're focusing on in the community today as one of the top stocks we'll be watching. Both looking for new swing trades as well as actively day trading it as long as it meets our day trading criteria that we discuss in the boot camp. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look. We're going to start out with the futures down a little bit, but again, we're still absorbing that monster move. We have been talking a lot about the overreaction. We actually called it euphoria on Monday that needs to be absorbed, digested, however you want to word it. We call it a pause. Let's keep it as simple as possible. You don't need all the fancy trading terms. It's a pause. After a giant move, you have to visualize a giant green candle connecting Friday's close with Monday's price action, and now Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday pretty much have been a pause, maybe even a little bit of a pullback today. So we have plenty to look at, but I'm telling you, if you didn't catch this morning's Stocks for Breakfast video, watch it, because there's a reason. If you've been struggling for September through October, there's a reason. And I explained why in that video. It's not that long, it's maybe 9 minutes, but I would suggest that you watch it if you've been finding the last couple of months tough. And a lot of people have, just because they don't understand how to read the tape. We just talked about sector rotation from the morning to the afternoon. If you're not paying attention, and even if you have a full-time job and not watching at the end of the day and writing some stuff down in a journal, it's going to be challenging for you to be successful, because we're not in August anymore, where everything was just going up and floating higher, and any mistake you made was kind of corrected by the market. Right now, you got to step up and really show how bad you want it by doing that little bit extra work. Turn off Netflix when you get home and just go do some chart reading, scan some news, and find some ideas that you have confidence in. Just seeing a headline and placing a trade is not going to happen right now. You need to do that little bit extra. And look, if you're watching this right now, you already have that in you to make it happen. You just got to take that last step and actually step up and I hate to say it this way, but act like a pro, which means that you take it seriously. And I know that you probably think you're taking it seriously, but if you've been getting your head beat in, you haven't recognized that the tape has changed. So that's a big deal, and it's kind of like my public service announcement for today. If you've been struggling, you really need to step up your game and start to pay attention to rotation, start to pay attention to tough conditions and staying away. Today, we're going to hopefully look at some breakouts. We're looking at XPEV today. We're looking at NIO. We're going to look at LI, and then we have a list of a bunch of other stocks that we like today. Some day trades, some swing trades. So that's the story, and that's the tape that we're in right now. So let's hop on over to the screen. You can see that the futures are down about 5 right now. Not that big of a deal. It's kind of normal fluctuations. What we do want to start out with is XPEV. Earnings this morning, you can see it's up 10%. Yesterday, it traded into what we call in the community a bullish U-turn. And because of where the price action happened, and because of the intraday price action, and specifically where it closed, you would have bought yesterday on the close if you thought earnings were coming out good. So let's take earnings out of the equation. It would have been a situation where you bought on the close, and this morning you are now up 10% on that trade with a healthy profit heading into the day, and that's obviously easier to manage. If, like I explained to newer traders, if you don't have a profitable trade heading into earnings, very tough to guess what's going to happen. We've seen a lot of stocks with good earnings get beat up and bad earnings rally. Everybody's like, why? The reasons that actually after the fact don't matter. It's how you set up the trade going into it. So if you're not sure, it's better to let the earnings come out and then get involved. If this was not an earnings play, that would have been a perfect trade to buy on the close yesterday. So today we're going to adjust our expectations with XPEV, GRWG as well. also up 9% this morning. Both of them traded into two of our favorite trading patterns. I'm not going to divulge what they are right now in this video because we kind of saved that for the boot camp, but both of them will be tradable opportunities today. NIO has been at the top of the list as well. We continue to trade it. I actually exited the trade at 40 and now it's paused for a few days and now I'll be looking to get back in. In case you missed it, there was a price target, and when it was in the 20s, it was raised to 40, and now when it was close to 40, it was raised to 46. Look, the electric vehicle, the Chinese electric vehicle, like we said, NIO, Xpeng, and LI are all really strong right now, and they have a lot of attention from the market. Another one that's kind of in that same area is FSR Fisker. So there's a lot to pay attention to in this sector. Also, yesterday we had a bunch of good trades and actually holding swing trades in Plug and Upwork. So nice job by the community calling out both of these trades yesterday with solid closes. mRNA, I'm a little concerned about as far as being aggressive on this breakout. It has not been able to hold the breakout. So what we're looking for is a pause outside of this $80 level. Can we day trade it? Yes. Should you be day trading it? I don't know. You're seeing, should you be swing trading it? There's been a lot of news now about, the news on Monday was awesome, but it's still not approved. And we're not talking about something that's happening next week in any of these. We're talking about the spring at the earliest. So you have to determine, are you a position trader holding this for the next 6 months, or are you a swing trader holding it for the next 10 days? Or like me, I haven't been holding these overnight, but I've been aggressively trading them intraday. If this stock follows through today, I will be trading it aggressively as a day trade, but I won't be holding it as a longer term trade because the news story hasn't played itself out yet. FTCH, I actually brought this one up, and Stone I want to bring up because they look awesome on the charts, but the optimal entry was over here last week. Now we're kind of chasing the price action a little bit. So I just, again, want to, in the spirit of the conversation today, a lot of smart, hardworking traders are finding themselves losing money, and that's why they're coming into the boot camp, because like, I don't understand, what am I doing wrong? And it really comes down to, you could find some good ideas, you could learn about order flow, but if you're timing the entry when 80% of the profit potential is already gone, you're going to find it hard to be profitable. You're taking one-to-one trades at best from a risk-reward perspective. So that's really one of the biggest things that you really need to be aware of is what is the optimal entry. We also have CI, which actually traded up to a monster breakout level yesterday. So we're looking for a pause here. We're not actually going to trade the breakout until it actually pauses up here. So I'd like to see 2 or 3 days on light volume. I don't like the fact that it closed on the lows yesterday on the breakout. What you do want to see is this, a large energy candlestick that closes on the highs. We saw the opposite, where it's a melted candle, which we recognize as indecision, that closed on the lows. So we want to see that stock go well bid today. Meaning we're looking for a trade in that tomorrow. We did see net go well bid today, so we're looking to be a new swing trade of net after now it's paused for 4 days. JKS and ENPH, the tape is not clear enough right now for me to be looking to build new swing trades. I'm looking to day trade both of these stocks because there's attention on them, but I'm not looking to swing trade them because the tape has changed dramatically. So attention means volatility and volume, and if it meets my criteria as a day trade, I will be in there aggressively. I am not looking to swing trade because the weekly and the monthly charts are not the same as they were during September through October. And again, that's more in the spirit of everything that we've been discussing. I think that one thing I get a bunch of questions on is, what about the bigger stocks? What about the popular stocks? Apple, stuck in the middle of nowhere. Facebook, same thing, stuck in the middle of nowhere. Microsoft, stuck in the middle of nowhere. Amazon, same thing. And we finish up with Tesla. Also, so you see this is where smart traders need to take that next step. You might be a chart reader who knows everything about what you're looking at, but you're having a hard time making money because you're not making the distinction between how your stock traded in July and August versus how it's traded in September and October. The road changed, and you can't stay on the gas if the road changed. And I just went through it just very briefly about building an argument in JKS and ENPH. So you got to recognize, if you want to elevate your game, I said gotta, right? That's my New York in me. You need to recognize when the tape changes so you change how you trade. You're not changing your strategy. I want to make that clear. Your edge is not changing. What is changing is how you're applying the edge from a risk management perspective, from how you're working the order perspective, for how many shares you get on your initial entry, for how you're expecting your profit to be booked. That's a big difference. That's the difference between somebody who's reading charts and struggling from somebody who's reading the tape and trading, which is a big difference from just knowing stochastics and RSI and MACD and all of that fancy stuff. I don't use it because I'm only focused on price action and how the tape reads at that moment. So yesterday, again, solar stocks and semiconductor stocks alternated with sector rotation in the same day. And that's a big part of being a community too. We have an unbelievably friendly community where we're noticing it. We're helping each other out during the day. And that's really where the gold is in the community, where everybody understands what to look at. And somebody might say, no, that's in the middle of nowhere. And somebody else might say, I'm having some nice time in this stock with getting some nice follow through. I just made some nice cash flow. You might want to take a look at it. And that's what it means to be a trader. There's a big difference between you know how to read charts and you know how to make money. If you're finding it hard to do, click down and learn about the boot camp. I think you'll like it. Have a great day.